Seth Dunlap here. We are previewing the girls 1B regional tournament from the Jamestown Civic Center. All begins today, Monday. If you're watching this after the fact, we still got games Tuesday and Thursday as well as the road to state continues. And we're going to break down the bracket and let you know what happened last year and some things leading up to this that might affect things as well. And we're going to predict a little bit. I'll be calling some of the games, so take these with a grain of salt. I have no rooting interest at all. I'm just looking forward to some great basketball. Last year, it was Linton HMB winning this, playing in the championship game against Lemoore Litchfield Marion. These two teams opposite half of the brackets. Again, they met in the district championship last week with Lemoore Litchfield Marion winning. Could they be on a path to see each other again? I don't think so, because I'll tell you why. I think for a rare year, at least recently, I think District 1's got a little bit of an advantage here. There are possibly 3 spots to the state tournament available. The champion will get that automatic berth to state. The other 2, whoever places second and whoever places third, will have to play in a play-in game on Saturday over in Fargo. So we've got the teams, and we'll talk about each of them. How is this going to work out? Well, I'll tell you before we get to the matchups and the teams today, today's maybe the most interesting day on the whole basketball calendar, at least for me, because it's single elimination today. Really interesting how the NDHSAA does this, but all of these first round regional games in the Bs is single elimination. You lose, your season's done. Doesn't matter the records, doesn't matter the seeding, doesn't matter what's happened before. We've seen some incredible upsets the last couple of years, especially in B girls basketball right in this round. So could a 4 seed beat a 1 seed? Perhaps. I think there's one that we're really interested in watching as well. So watch these games. Once you get past today, you get into a double elimination format. So if you win the game today and you make it into the semifinals and beyond, you have a chance to lose one game and still make a state tournament run or a possible state championship run. We've seen teams win state titles coming back having lost in the semifinal round. But remember, you've got to win today. So let's get to the matchups. We've got first up, the first top seed out of District 1, Maple River, taking on Edgeley-Cullen Montpelier, who is the 4 seed out of District 2 this year. EKM used to be in that 1 to 2 seed the last few years quite a bit, maybe the 3 seed battling with Lemoore Litchfield Marion and Linton HMB. They changed up coaches this year, for you who don't know. They flip-flopped the boys and the girls coach. Rory Ency, who was the girls coach for many years, he's coaching the boys. Kevin Strobel, who was the boys coach, he's coaching the girls. So Edgeley-Cullen Montpelier, first part of the year, they really had an adjustment period to get used to the new system, what Coach Strobel likes to do. And I will tell you, the last month or so, they're playing a lot better. And I guarantee you, Maple River did not want to see Edgeley-Cullen Montpelier in this 4th spot, because again, this is a win and you advance and lose and you go home kind of situation. Now, Maple River has one of the best players in the tournament, one of the best players in the entire state tournament here. And Edgeley-Cullen Montpelier is going to try to counter with kind of a more balanced roster, if you will. They still have Betsy Huber. They've got Jalen Birch and some guard play here. But Maple River has been in this spot before. They made it to the play-in games last year. Were defeated in that play-in game last year. Is that right? Yeah, they were defeated by Benson County in the play-in game, the team that ended up making that run in the state tournament as well. So they've gotten close to state last year. Can they get by a very good Edgeley-Cullen Montpelier team this time? I think they are. I think they've got too much star power. I think they're a little more balanced. And if you're getting by a team like Sargent County, who's one of the best teams, I think, in state, it's probably a pretty good sign for them. So not saying Edgeley-Cullen Montpelier can't win this. I love this matchup. I think it's going to be real close, but I do think Maple River has the advantage here. All right, so if that happens, again, one and done, Maple River would advance, Edgeley-Cullen Montpelier season would be done. Little bit more of a mismatch, if you will, but again, I love these games because anything that can happen. But Linton HMB, again, the team that's been here, team that made the state tournament last year, have everybody but Vogel back off last year's team. They're your favorites here against the 3 seed out of District 1. 3 seed out of District 1, Wyndmere Lidgerwood. Wyndmere Lidgerwood struggled beginning of the season. They've won 8 of their last 10 games. A little bit undersized here, but honestly, so is Linton HMB. So I don't think the size or height advantage is going to favor really either team here. But Linton HMB's got a lot of scoring. They're very balanced, and they play great defense both in the full court and half court. Linton HMB is your favorite here. I just want to emphasize that I'm not going to be surprised we see any kind of upsets here. That's what makes this time of year fun. Lemoore Litchfield Marion against Hankinson. Lemoore Litchfield Marion lost Annika Lesko to an injury final game of the regular season against Valley City. We were wondering in that district tournament, how are they going to be? How are they going to be replacing her, not only offensively, but everything she does defensively? Maybe their best all-around defensive player because she can guard outside and she can guard inside. We don't know if she's going to be back in this tournament, but as we saw in the district tournament, they can still win without her. They trailed, I believe, in both the semifinals and the championship game, but came back to win those games. So maybe a little bit of adjustment without Annika Lesko, but this is a team that was ranked first or second in the polls for most of the season. I think they're your favorites here. Hankinson's got their hands full, but they've got to still learn how to replace Annika Lesko if she's not playing. It's great to see Mia Van Eden back after she injured herself last year. So she was in the same situation Annika Lesko was last season, this year. So let's go ahead and put Lemoore Litchfield Marion advancing here. And our final battle, I love this. This might be the best game of the entire day, the Battle of the Counties here. District 1's number 2 seed, Sargent County, and District 2's number 3 seed, Kidder County. Love the matchup here between two great seniors. Carly Cadoon, one of the best post players in the state in any classification. She's playing for Sargent County. And then Kidder County's got Taylor Zimmerman. Great guard, averaging 20 points a game, fantastic defensively, can shoot the three, can play in transition. She can really do it all. Maybe the best ball handler in this entire tournament. So you got those two stars matching up against each other, but here's the difference, and here's why I think Sargent County gets the win. Size advantage. It's not just Cadoon. This is a big physical team that played in the state tournament last year. They won a couple of years ago, the regional title. So they've been here. They got upset last year, didn't make that run. I think they're back in Carly Cadoon's final season. I think this is Sargent County's game to lose. Now the question is this their bracket to lose? So let's quickly fill out the rest of this bracket. This is a little bit of guesswork here, but we're just going to have some fun making predictions. I want to one more time emphasize, I don't have any rooting answers for this. I just want to see great basketball, and I don't know what's going to happen. But if we try to predict this a little bit, again, Linton HMB has been there before. They have the experience of being there. Even though they lost Vogel, they're very deep, they're very balanced, but they're running into a team again that has all that too. That's had the better record this year, has performed better, has more wins, has also been to that state tournament, at least at that doorstep the last few years. So I think Maple River does have the advantage here. I think it'd be a little disrespectful to not think they're going to get through the top half of this bracket after they got through their district tournament and beat Sargent County there. So if we're playing favorites here, we're kind of taking chalk and picking chalk. Maple River's probably going to come out of that top half of the bracket, but they're going to have two tough matchups to get there with EKM and potentially Linton HMB. Bottom half of the bracket, this is a bananas matchup here. This is actually a matchup you could potentially see in like a state title game or a state semifinal game. The good news for these two teams is this would no longer be single elimination. Okay, so if these two teams match up, one of them's going to lose and get penciled in down here. Matter of fact, we said Linton HMB was going to lose that other semifinal. HMB. Apologies for my bad handwriting. Let's say, and I'm going to pick the upset here. I think Sargent County, without Lemoore Litchfield Marion having Annika Lesko, I think Sargent County has the advantage. I think this is, with fully healthy rosters on both sides, I think these two teams are very, very, very even. Both physical, both like to play the same type of basketball. I love this matchup. But Sargent County, if Lemoore Litchfield Marion doesn't have Annika Lesko, slight advantage here. So if this plays out like that, then you have just a bananas matchup here in the loser out game. So if it's Linton HMB against Lemoore Litchfield Marion, that was a repeat of the District 2 championship game. And this would be a loser out game, and the winner goes and plays in that play-in game this coming Saturday over at Mayville State. What a matchup that would be. These games would be on Thursday if that's the Maple River Sargent County All D1 championship. You got kind of the All D2 really anxious and nervous third place game where the loser sees their season in and the winner still has that state championship dream alive. Maple River, again, I'm going to give them the respect they deserve, especially after beating Sargent County in that district championship game. Maple River wins this. Sargent County, and we'll put Lemoore Litchfield Marion here. They got the district championship win with that Annika Lesko over Linton HMB. They can probably do it again, although that was a fantastic game that Linton HMB led in. If this happens, watch out. But if this works out like this, this means Sargent County and Lemoore Litchfield Marion have to go play in a Saturday play-in game in order to make the state tournament. It's going to be wild, right? We went through a lot here, but it all starts today with these matchups. Who's going to win? One and done today. All on KSJB Radio, all tournament long, all the games. Today, Monday, starts at 2:30. The semifinals on Tuesday will be at 5:30, and championship game with the third place game at 5:30 and the championship game at 7:30. And yes, we will be there for those Saturday games as well from Mayville State. Seth Dunlap with a breakdown. What I want to know, who do you think wins? What do you know about these teams? Give me your insight in the comments. Love to hear from you, and hope you're tuned in. We're going to have a lot of fun with this tournament on the air on KSJB Radio.